My name's Lee Taylor. I'm the editor of Flux Magazine. This is my creative portfolio behind me. It's a very useful tool, you know, if you're starting out. It can be very costly getting a website developed, like hundreds, thousands of pounds. Through the Noise website, you can actually create your own like mini website, which is useful for networking with other people, showing potential clients and such. So yeah, a bit of my background. I'll try and keep it brief because we're running a bit behind. I went to Urmston Grammar School, which is not far from here. I didn't do very well at school. The grammar school experience wasn't great for me personally. I came out with one GCSE, which was English. I then went to South Trafford College, as it was called then, in Timperley. I was advised at the end of the first year that it might be best if I left, because I wasn't really taking it as seriously as I should have done. There then followed a series of very strange, dodgy, very mixed up jobs. One was making toys on a government scheme in Sale, actually, which I did quite liked, quite got into that. But sometimes the police would come and arrest some of my co-workers, and so yeah, strange experience, but I did quite like that. I also got to sell body freezers to funeral directors, which is okay on a Friday afternoon, something to laugh about, but on a Monday morning, not so good. So then I had to go back to night school to kind of regain my education. Yeah, I think I actually got sociology A-level at the building that used to be here before this was built. I eventually clawed an education back for myself and got to MMU and did a course in creative arts there. At the end of that course, I had the usual dilemma as what to do next. We'd been talking, a lot of it was drink talk in a way. The idea of doing a magazine, wouldn't it be a cool thing to do? 99% of drink talk stays drink talk. We decided to actually go on when we were sober the next day and actually try and make it happen. There's nobody around us to really help us. My dad is a joiner. Martin Craddock, who helped set up the magazine, I think his dad was disabled, his mum was a cleaner. Claire's dad was a painter and decorator. So we had no network, no bank of mum and dad, no one to really help us to make it happen. There's a guy called Mark Collett, the Arts Council, who went to see the Arts Council, and it shows you how one person sometimes can help you start the ball rolling and kind of realise a concept. We also got some money from the Prince's Trust. So very nice of Prince Charles to help us out to get our magazine going, because that's who's behind that. And they give help to people who need it, who are from kind of like poorer, disadvantaged backgrounds. Our first meeting was in the Quaker Meeting Hall in Manchester. We were straight after the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. We shared a kettle with them. Yeah, more recently we've gone online. So with this, we've gone out of order. Eventually, we actually got the magazine and kind of lifted the magazine quality. And we noticed as we did that, some good quality people started to collect around the magazine, which enabled us to kind of like hoist it onto the next level. It was only the 30-page black and white thing that we handed out in Manchester at first, but eventually we got noticed by a company called Comag, which is like the Condé Nast distribution arm. And they pushed it onto national, then international level of the magazine. So we went from selling a 30-page black and white thing in Manchester to having like 60,000 copies out there worldwide. And it was a great thrill to be in somewhere like Amsterdam or New York, which we got to go to these places through doing the magazine, and seeing our magazine in a shop window in a really cool shop, boutique in Amsterdam or New York was quite amazing. When the recession hit recently, it became very, very difficult. Advertising was evaporating. So again, we had to make a decision. Do we give this up? Is there any kind of potential in this magazine? We had to ask ourselves some serious questions. So we decided to push the magazine online in a serious way. So we've got the magazine looking good, looking slick, with some powerful back end to the website. And though we still love print and we still love the smell of the new magazines, online on a business level at the moment makes a lot more sense. Our audience is much, much bigger online, and we can interact with that audience as well. We can put videos on there, they can give us feedback, and it can be much more of a two-way process. A print magazine, you tend to put it out there and not really connect with your audience. But yeah, it's an amazing thing. It's taken us, as I say, it's taken us around the world. The late, great Tony Wilson made a half-hour TV program on us making a magazine, which is quite amazing for me personally, because I really looked up to him as a person, all he did for Manchester. But now, as an online magazine, that's taken off again. It's almost like a second life, almost. And recently, we were asked by Lauren Laverne to go on her BBC Six Music programme and talking about the online magazine. So I'm just trying to show you that there's no easy path. There's no simple path. And often, things might have the veneer of success, the gloss of success, when you're looking at them from afar. But obviously, sometimes behind the scenes, people are obviously, usually, running around like headless chickens, trying to make something work. So, that's me.